We should mention service level agreements. Now, Microsoft Azure provides service level agreements for many of its products. Not all of them, but for a lot of them. A service level agreement is a financial guarantee that Microsoft will, what they advertise, the service that they advertise will work. You can go to azure.microsoft.com/support/legal/SLA, and you'll see a number of items that you can get service level agreements on. Now, the thing to note about service level agreements is it's a financial guarantee. So what that means is that Microsoft makes a promise. So this is the SLA for virtual machines. And they say that for virtual machines that have 2 or more instances across 2 or more availability zones in the same region, we guarantee you will have virtual machine connectivity to at least one instance at least 99.99% of the time. And so you think, oh, great, this is 99.99 uptime guaranteed. But sometimes Microsoft is not able to make that promise. And so what happens, it's a financial guarantee. So you'll actually receive 10% credit on your bill if they don't make that guarantee. Okay, if they are less than 99.99% in that instance. So, it's still smart for you to design your solutions. If uptime is paramount importance, if you are a bank and you must have your banking services available to all your customers 24/7 with zero downtime, you cannot just rely on Microsoft's uptime guarantee. You need to architect that across multiple regions with load balancers and traffic manager. Beyond the scope of this course to teach you how to design for availability, but understand that Microsoft does make these guarantees, but you should not, bet your business on it, if you will. And so once you understand that every component within Azure has its own SLA, you start to think about how all of these components work together to create your own solution. So let's say you have an application that has 2 virtual machines running in a load balancer, and those virtual machines talk to another set of virtual machines that have a service bus queue in between, and those secondary virtual machines talk to a database. And so suddenly you've got multiple SLAs that are covering your solution. You've got your database SLA, your VMs SLAs, load balancers have their own SLA in the service bus queue. So how do you understand what the service level agreement is for your overall application? Since you do have these dependencies, where if one component was to go down, it would actually negatively affect your entire application. So that's the concept of the composite SLA. So I've listed on screen a couple of different SLAs from different Azure services. So for instance, if you are using Azure Active Directory, the premium plan, you can get a 99.9% SLA for interacting with that. We saw before virtual machines in an availability set have 99.95. We've got our SQL database at the back end, and even a storage account has its own SLA. So if we look at all of these things together, we can quickly see that you're actually compounding the SLA for each of them, and you end up multiplying them together. And so your overall SLA for your solution is 99.74 just by multiplying them together. And so now you're getting far less than 3 nines SLA for your entire solution. So we already know that when it comes to developing solutions that require a high availability, the solution for high availability is redundancy. And so we looked at the storage account, and we see that the storage account has one of the lowest SLAs of all of our services. And so if we actually put in storage account into replication, had 2 storage accounts that both contained the files and created the application that could fall back to another storage account, then the math does change, but the SLA for 2 storage accounts fully replicated is now 6 nines, 99.9999. And just replacing that into our solution increases us from 99.75, I believe it was, 74 to 99.84. So we got a 0.1 increase in availability just by having a replicated storage account. Now, storage accounts are replicated in that you can have a read access GRS replication option, and so Azure will take care of that for you. But we can just see how the choices of SLA impacts our overall application.